What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, we'll talk about Aaron Glenn's comments on the quarterback position. The New York Jets are mulling over a change at the quarterback position. We'll see if they make that change. Wanted to let you guys know the winner of my Win 50 People Guess contest is Jester Flux. Shout out, you win the $50. I will send you an email and we'll get that money sent over to you. John 1996 came in second. We will do another one of these down the line this year to keep things interesting. Thank you to People Guess for being the platform in which we're able to do these fun little contests. But keep an eye out because we will definitely do more of these down the line. I'll let you guys know what our next one is. All right, Aaron Glenn spoke to the media today about his starting quarterback and had this to say.
Well, that's something that, I want to continue to look at. Again, it's early on Monday, so I said this yesterday that there's a lot of thought that goes into that. For me personally, and then being able to get with the staff, and then just being able to ask other coaches that have been in the situation, how would they handle that? So I'm not running away from the question at all, Rich. The thing is, I want to make sure that I make the right decision, and I don't want to make rash decisions either.
He doesn't have an answer right now, which is fine. I don't think you necessarily need to declare the Monday morning after just an embarrassing loss where neither quarterback looked very good who is going to be the starter. At the same time, I don't think you also have any issue. You shouldn't have any issue with him consulting other coaches. I think that's totally acceptable. You don't have to make that decision today. I do think by the time you get to Wednesday, when you're practicing Wednesday to Friday, you're going to want to know who's going to be getting the first team reps and get them going. But on Monday, you don't have to let us know. That could be a Tuesday or Wednesday morning decision. That is totally okay. Now, the choices that he has, not great. Let's be honest with you. Justin Fields, over his last 6 quarters, has 15 net passing yards. 15. Clearly not good enough. It didn't look good against Denver. They didn't pull him. They did pull him at the half against the Carolina Panthers. If the knee isn't in a spot where he feels comfortable enough to run significantly more, then there's no point in having him play because he's not a drop back passing quarterback. He can't do it. He's proven that over the last 2 games. So I think it's safe to say the experiment is over at that point, depending health, but we haven't seen any reason to believe that he is going to start running more. And the offense has been not good enough since week 1. They don't have a first half touchdown since the first game of the season. In relief, it's not like Tyrod Taylor was any good. 10 of 22, 45.5%, 126 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 5.7 yards per attempt, and a 25.9 rating. However, with that in mind, I think there's really 2 schools of thought that Aaron Glenn can approach this with. I don't think Justin Fields is going to give you the best chance to win games. So if the Jets are trying to win games and evaluate the rest of the roster, you start Tyrod Taylor. They move the ball better in the second half with Tyrod Taylor than they did with Justin Fields. Just flat out, that was obvious. You live with the interceptions. That's honestly not a thing that happens a lot with Tyrod Taylor. I don't think there's many games in his career where he has multiple interceptions, although in the 6 quarters he's played, he has 3 interceptions. If you want to see what Mason Taylor is going forward for you, you play Tyrod Taylor. If you want to see an offense that's, functions in a more traditional sense, that's the guy that you play. Unfortunately, Tyrod also holds onto the ball too long, like Justin Fields does, but Tyrod has the ability to push the ball down the field. They took shots down the field. Unfortunately, both of them were picked off, but in the Justin Fields offense, that's just not something that was on the table. The second school of thought is if you're going to lean into we're already out of it, let's see what you have, then you start Brady Cook. In the preseason, he was 25 of 38, 65.8%, 235 passing yards, a touchdown, and a pick, 6.2 yards per attempt. He also ran for 8 yards on 3 attempts. Now, do I think Brady Cook is your long-term answer? No, not particularly. Do you know what he is? No, you also have no idea what he is. Will it potentially help the tank? It could. It could, right? The offense has been in such a bad spot. I don't know how much worse Brady Cook could be, But at the same time, like I've watched Luke Falk attempt passes for this team. I watched Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian attempt passes for this team. I don't think Brady Cook is going to come in and look like a world beater, but maybe he shows you enough to hang around as a backup quarterback on your roster. And if you find a UDFA quarterback that at least is a capable backup, that's a major win. But you don't really know that because you only played him, 3 preseason games against backups. So if you're doing the evaluation thing on the rest of the roster and you want your best chance of running a more traditional offense, Tyrod Taylor's your answer. If you're doing, I know what Tyrod is, I know what Justin Fields is, we're already way out of it, let's kind of lean into this thing, then Brady Cook's your answer. And with that all said, I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to do that. I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to lean into it and say, we're 0-7 right now. Let's see what the undrafted free agent quarterback has. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think that sends a great message to your team over the last 10 games, honestly. And as much as, as a fan, very different than someone in that building. As a fan, you might want them to lose every single game and have the number 1 pick. And I get that. But he's trying to keep a locker room together. And for him, it's important for Aaron Glenn specifically to show that he can win some games. And I think he's desperate to win games and ultimately will choose Tyrod Taylor. So if I'm making my prediction today on what will happen, I think Tyrod Taylor is going to be starting against Joe Flacco. And no, it's not 2015. We're talking about 2025. But that's my guess as of today. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Who's going to start for the New York Jets this week? I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.